the things that you book, it's really weird. It takes almost no effort, you know? You'll audition
Mm,
for it and you'll kind of be like, "Oh, I get this." And you do it and then maybe in one or two takes you submit it. And then all of a sudden you get a message like, "Oh, hey, we want to call back." And it's like, "Oh, oh yeah, that's right. Okay." And then you do it. And then within a couple hours it's like, "Oh, they want you." And it's like,
yeah.
"Oh, wow, that was really easy." And so I think you just need to remember like the things that are meant for you will
Mm,
come.
mm.
So, but I just keep trying to like remind myself that you just have to,
You just said something so powerful. And also, I think it's also attached to why it's really hard when you end up in these moments, like, your moment of, getting booked with that gig, getting flown out, that whole experience. I
yeah,
have similar moments in my career where it's like, I didn't intend for that to happen. I didn't, put a goal of, this is what this is going to look like by this time. And so
right.
then, you lose this kind of sense of control where you're like, oh, I can control this to this to this. And then you said, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out how to let more of the things go.
Mhm.
It's funny, and I'm wondering if this is true for you, but for me, when I let go, things end up in incredible spaces. I have a hard time letting go because then I'm like, I don't know how to replicate that again. Like,
Yes.
how do I get to control to then like build a process to keep doing that? And yet the process is to continue to surrender. But then it's hard because then you don't know what to identify in terms of why you belong there, what you did to, oh, it's
Yeah,
going to sound awful,
it's so
earn your space there. And I think that's so hard because it makes it feel like everything has to be earned because we
right,
look at results instead of input. And so for us, or for me, it's hard to look at the input because it's so intangible. Like you didn't just show up and get booked. Like there's lots of things that you did before that, right? That go all the way
something.
back to childhood that
Yeah,
you did, but you can't thread it back. And I think that's why it's so important to like embrace this concept of being comfortable with who you are and in all of it, because like we attach it to what we do in the tangible, like, well, then this and then this and then this, but it's so hard to actually track it back to like, I made
wow.
this decision in fourth grade. And because I made this plan, I set these goals up and then this happened. And it just doesn't happen that way.
Yeah, and then we drive ourselves crazy thinking like, "What's the formula?" And if
Yeah.
we just remind ourselves
There's
there's
no form. Yeah.
no formula. We're just all here just doing our best, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and then you go into your fridge and you eat something really good, and then watch a real good show, and then, reset, you're back.